Good 2025. I haven't been as active on social media this year, but I will give you a couple of updates now. Hopefully this puppy doesn't wake up here behind me. Give you a look at the pup here. The sleeping monster. I suppose I've been thinking that there's no point in even making content anymore because it's so obvious what's happening with Bitcoin. It's like, it's game over. We won. But then I sort of forget that the majority of the world still doesn't get this, and most of us Bitcoiners have studied the thing between 200 and 2,000 hours. So we really understand what's happening. We really understand. We can see the signal amongst the noise. There's so many positive things happening. We have the US strategic Bitcoin reserve. Like that's 7-figure Bitcoin. Okay, it's so obvious we're going to 7-figure Bitcoin. We have at a state level 20 states now deciding that they want to roll out and investigate state level Bitcoin adoption. Okay, state level Bitcoin reserve. And my point is, whether it happens this week, this month, this year, it doesn't matter. The fact it's being investigated and being taken seriously is the signal that it will happen. And if you haven't already created a Bitcoin pension, you should be praying that it doesn't happen soon, because your opportunity to retire early on Bitcoin is gone once that happens. Okay? Most people don't get that, but it will happen. It's like you have all the information to make your decision, and you also have time. It's like an investor's dream. Most people don't do that, though. I had a conversation with a young lad in the gym yesterday, and we were just chatting away. And of course, we're talking crypto and we're talking investing. And I'm trying to say, when the market's down and everyone hates Bitcoin, I'll be greedy. I'll buy more. When everyone's talking about Bitcoin, like now, I'll be a bit more cautious. Okay? I still stick to my baseline strategy, but in terms of aggressive plays, don't make aggressive plays in bull markets, make aggressive plays in bear markets. So you're always doing the opposite of what normal people are doing or what the market is doing. And that's whether you invest into any market. Anyone who's created wealth, because I read all the millionaires and billionaires books, they spot trends, they spot things that aren't going away. Here's a fact on Bitcoin, on assets in general. There has never been an asset in the history of assets that got to a 2 trillion market cap that went away. You know, again, some people think Bitcoin's a passing fad and it will go away. Well, never in history has an asset reached 2 trillion and gone away. So it will be breaking all of history. All right, here's a second interesting point. People will say, I don't trust Bitcoin, it's new. I trust the stock market and my pension. I'm like, okay, but if you self-analyze that rather than just swallowing the narrative that people give you, and do me a favor, if you like this alpha, hit the like button, guys. Give it a nice little press. Helps push the content out there. But if you analyze Bitcoin for yourself, guys, because Bitcoin trades 24 hours a day, unlike the stock market, unlike everything that your pension is allocated to, all the safe assets, okay? Bitcoin is actually about 85 years because it's trading 24/7. All those trading days equate to being 85 years old. So in fact, Bitcoin is older than most of the things that your pension, the safe investments with proven history that are in your pension. And this is what people don't get. The only difference is, spoke to another guy there earlier this week, said, oh no, I've got this pension plan. We're getting 8 to 10% a year, compounding. I should have 3 million when I'm retired. I'm like, okay, yeah, but you're a young guy. All right. That's not include pensions blowing up, because they blow up all the time. And it's also not including what will 3 million buy you in 35 years. Could be like 350k today. Not a whole lot. You're not going to retire on 350k today. You know, you can retire on 350k today. Well, it depends what age you are. You're not going to retire early on 350k. Okay? And that's the thing that people are missing. If the cost of living is going up 8 to 10% a year, and your pension is making 8 to 10% a year, you're not actually making purchasing power. You're not creating value. You're creating a nominal number that's going up in euro terms, so you think you're winning, but you're not actually winning. And that is why you got to price everything in Bitcoin. All right? Everything priced in Bitcoin is falling, collapsing. Everything I want to buy priced in Bitcoin gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And that's why I save in Bitcoin. All right? It's not about being early to Bitcoin. It's not about owning Bitcoins. If you can get yourself to 0.1 of a Bitcoin, you have your retirement sorted, in my opinion. Not financial advice, nothing you hear is financial advice, but anyone who owns 0.01 of a Bitcoin has absolutely nothing to worry about for their whole retirement. That's just my opinion. It's based on Bitcoin's adoption cycle. So it's not about being early to Bitcoin. It's not about owning Bitcoins. When I first discovered Bitcoin, it was 7 grand a coin. Then it went to 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 69. I was in the fitness game. I had a couple of fitness businesses. But once I understood it was about accumulating it. So I just started to accumulate it. Not buying Bitcoins, but just buying like a pension amount. 500 quid a month, 500 quid a month, 500 quid a month, 500 quid a month. Sweeping it in. And by doing that for years and years and years, you start to realize, oh my God, I've got a little pot of cash here. I've got a little pension pot. And it accumulates. And it's about forgetting crypto, because that's all noise. Look at all the, like most people who went into crypto are expecting big bull markets January, and they're all wrecked and wishing that they just accumulated Bitcoin. And any of you who are following me here for the last few years, you'll know that I've said this before. We go through this all the time. And the altcoiners get smashed and wrecked and wish they were Bitcoiners. And the Bitcoiners just try and teach them. Okay? And some people, you know, 1 out of 100 will make some money on altcoins and hopefully sweep it into Bitcoin. But generally people don't. Because with Bitcoin, it takes a lot of study and a lot of understanding why we need to accumulate Bitcoin. Now, if anyone is based in Europe, the situation's way worse. In the US, they've openly said, we're not creating a CBDC. That's a total scam, okay, to trap people and take away all their freedom. So America are, for this administration, for the next 4 years, they'll have no central bank digital currency. What are Europe doing? They're rolling that baby out. And my problem is why all our customers, I get them to set up certain things ahead of time before they need them. Because we've seen this happen in the UK. When they close the on-ramps, you're screwed. And we have UK customers, and it's much more difficult and much more friction. And that's going to happen right across the board in Europe now as well. And that is why if you're watching this and you're catching this and you're starting to learn about Bitcoin, you're going down the rabbit hole, you don't have too much time. Okay, the fiat system is closing the doors to lock you in it, and it's a sinking ship. The doors are closing, and you're going to go down with it. Bitcoin is a life raft. All right, we're sailing to a beautiful tropical island where it's magical, and there's prosperity and freedom and fun and time. We own our time because they don't debase our time. They don't print our time. No one could print Bitcoin. So it's much more than the number go up technology. But that's okay if you're only beginning your journey. You just want to do it to get rich. You don't understand the whole problem. You don't understand the whole centralized control. You don't understand that the money printer is your enemy. You don't understand that the money printer creates wars. Everything that's happening now in Gaza, everything that's happening in Ukraine, all a consequence of the money printer. And Bitcoin fixes this. And if you don't believe me, I shared it on my Instagram story earlier this week. Henry Ford predicted that there would be a currency based on energy and it would stop wars. See, really smart people understand this because they understand money, and you understand that money is the foundation of civilization, of society. And with broken money, since the 70s, we've a broken society. And if you haven't noticed, it's trending worse, isn't it, guys? And what's happening to your freedom? That's trending lower as well. All right, this isn't magic. This isn't by chance. It's just how broken money. It's just what broken money does to a society. And as the money goes down, as the money continues to break more and more and more, society continues to break. And then the centralized institutions that try and keep it all together must take more and more from you to fix all the problems that they have caused in the first place by building it all on broken money. That's why Bitcoin's this alternative system, this alternative place, okay? And you can put your attention into it. And it'll change your life. Not overnight, but it'll change your life in a really profound way. Once you understand Bitcoin, you know you've no worries about the future. So therefore you can enjoy the present. You don't have to worry about the future. Most people are worried about the future because they understand the present is so difficult, the future's going to be even harder. Once you understand Bitcoin, you study Bitcoin enough, join community, shameless plug, join our Retire Early Club. We give you the 2,000 hours of education you need about Bitcoin so you understand how to do it. We'll show you how to build your Bitcoin pension, with your traditional pension if you want. We have a whole group for that. We'll show you how to keep your Bitcoin so you can never lose it. You can time lock it into the future. You can keep it on other continents. It's magical. So you don't have to worry about what Europe do with their central bank digital currency. It won't affect you. It'll affect everyone else. It'll affect all the people who waited until they had certainty of, okay, all of the G7 countries, central banks are accumulating Bitcoin now. I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, good luck on that. Bitcoin's going to be telephone numbers, and you're going to own microfractions of it. You will not be retired early. That's why if you need certainty, the opportunity has passed. And that's the beauty of being an investor. If you're prepared to do the work to find your own certainty, rather than letting the certainty have to come to you by the market being certain, you get the alpha. You get the asymmetric opportunity. Guys, do me a favor. We have a nice little crew on here, but only 4 likes. That's poor on the like show. I'm going in here now to do my swimming. The pup's going to sleep here now for a while. So remember, do your daily exercise, find the like button, give it a nice little press. Hope you have a super day. Drop a comment in if you've got any questions. Bitcoin's here to stay. It's going mainstream. Everyone's going to own a Bitcoin pension in the future. You don't need to own a Bitcoin. You don't even need to own 0.1 of a Bitcoin. That's the thing. You just need to start studying Bitcoin and realize when you get to a place in Bitcoin where you realize the daily price is meaningless. That's what it's like for me. I don't care about the price. It doesn't matter. I care about the fundamentals. And the fundamentals haven't changed in 16 years. And once you understand the fundamentals, it's like this is a system without leaks. The other system where I try to invest my money and do my job, it's a bucket with a hole in it, and I'm trying to fill it up with water. So I can put loads more water in by working much harder, or I can just go to the Bitcoin system where I'm not losing anything. So I don't have to work as hard. Hence I don't, because I understand my future is secure. I might not be rich today or super wealthy today, but I understand in the future I own something that nobody can print, and I'm going to continue to accumulate and own more of it every month. When I do my work, I save in Bitcoin. And nobody can print that away, so that system doesn't leak energy. And in fact, when you compare it to every other system that's leaking, they're actually leaking into Bitcoin. And that's why this thing is now a $2 trillion asset. And my last point, okay, chatting to the young lad in the gym, he says, too late for Bitcoin, I've missed it. I'm like, Bitcoin's a $2 trillion asset. How much money is in physical property? 300 trillion. What about stock market? 200 trillion. Bond market? 200 trillion. Currencies? 100 trillion. Collectibles? 2. All of them are leaky. They're trying to do the job Bitcoin does, but they leak energy, they leak value, because you can create more, you can find more, you can build more, or you can print more. So they leak value, they dilute themselves. Bitcoin doesn't. It's a closed system. That's why iPhones used to cost 5,000 Bitcoin, 2,000 Bitcoin, 500 Bitcoin, 100 Bitcoin, 80 Bitcoin, 10 Bitcoin, half a Bitcoin, 0.1 of a Bitcoin, 0.01. You see where it's going? Everything gets cheaper because everything else is leaking value, and it's leaking it into the closed system. Guys, study Bitcoin. If you need help, give me a message. We can sit you down. We can consult with you. If you need help with how you hold your Bitcoin, we can teach you all that stuff so you can hold it in a multi-sig that's impossible to lose it. You have no counterparty risk. You can give it away to scammers and you still can't lose it. And that's the only way to hold your Bitcoin. Guys, hope you have a super day. Thanks for being here. Talk to you soon. Dinny out. Would you buy it now? Buying Bitcoin is like planting a tree. You should have done it 10 years ago. Or you should do it today. And that's how it works. Dinny out.